Dum 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 dum. Welcome to Parenting Education with me, Jeremiah. My goodness. Redness wellness, really, honestly, technically. Okay, hello, my goodness. Let me make sure that everything is on. It's on. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. No, okay, my goodness. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me send out my links. And we'll get the show started. It'll be like a whole yeah. All right. Please stand by. Parenting education. It's just a little parenting education. Okay, look, I need to have like a theme song. I need to have like a theme song and an intro. That would be the coolest, period. Give me 1 second. All right, super. Send it. Sending. 1 moment, sending. And boom, send. All right, we're good. Hi. Hello, my name's Jeremiah, and this is Parenting Education. Dr. is in her. Okay, this is Parenting Education with Jeremiah Callihan, which that is I. I am Jeremiah Callihan. I am a parenting. I'm a certified parenting. What are my abbreviations? I am a certified parenting training specialist. That's what I am. And don't forget it. All right, so this is the week 2 of parenting education. So Mondays is Mad Mondays, which is anger management. Tuesdays is Talk About It, health and wellness. And Thursdays, which is today, is the parenting education. Get it? The parenting education. I'm trying to provide a class for individuals to which may not be able to afford it or may not have the way to attend 2 sessions. So I'm actually offering these free online on class every week on YouTube. I think this is the last week. This is Thursday. This is the 3rd time I'm on Facebook, and I think I only get 1 view. Hello, Jenna, and hello, Will. I get about 1 view on Facebook. Not that doesn't mean anything. That means 1 person actually watch. But I think I'm going to focus more from here on out on YouTube, and then I'll just post the link onto our Facebook, on our Red Nose Wellness Facebook page, which I think we're going to try that formulation. If that changes, then I'll definitely let you know. But I'm really glad that you're here. Hello. All right, so last week we were talking about parenting yourself. The second module is actually parenting your child, because you cannot parent your children until you learn how to parent yourself. And believe it or not, I actually had a viewer from last week reach out and tell me that it was absolutely important that not a lot of people talked about parenting yourself, which is absolutely fundamental. And then the module 3 is parenting the relationship. Now, I actually got this current slideshow out of NAMA when I got certified as a certified parenting education specialist. I'm going to be switching up my slideshows because I like things more plain. I like things just more direct to the point. But for right now, we're going to use their slideshow. I'm very grateful that they had provided that. Wonderful, intelligent souls at NAMA. That is 100% for sure. So module 1 is parenting yourself. Now, they actually provided it with a poem, which I was not the biggest fan when I first heard it, but I will read it to you because the more you actually read into it, the more it makes all the freaking sense in the world. So, parenting yourself. And it's blurry to me too. I should probably put on my glasses. It's a nice phone. Grueling in the path, and for help, be curious. Ask for help, be curious. Don't give up, notice. The mountain is steep, highs and lows. Learning, growing, adventure, and views. Climbing a mountain one step at a time, careful, find your happy place. Told you I should probably wear glasses. It's a really nice poem, okay? My goodness. Let's talk about the primitive brain. Why do you want to talk about the primitive brain? And isn't this kind of an anger management thing? It is an anger management thing. Because how can you talk about parenting if you don't talk about the frustrations and the stress and the anger that goes along with being a parent? Jeremiah, why'd you call me out like that? Every parent feels frustrated at their children at some point. And if you don't, you're probably not doing it right. Sorry to tell you that. We are human beings, as far as I know, everyone watching. Now, if you're watching from space, salutations, man. But for the most part, we're human beings. Well, being from the human species, you have the primitive brain, and then you have the evolved brain. The primitive brain is actually the survival brain, the limbic brain, the downstairs brain, back brain, the lizard brain. It's reactionary. It's going to react to certain things, physical aspects to your physiological state, which is where the cortisol rushes your system, and it's also where you're trying to figure out fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Boom. I actually jumped ahead of myself before even looking at the screen. Survival instincts, drives, urges, punitive, needs to be punished or get back at, teach a lesson, sad hats. Now, if I don't think I've gotten into it on the anger management, sad hats is a fundamental kind of a checklist that you can check real quick. Sad hats is, are you stressed? Have you drank alcohol? Are you hangry? Are you tired? It's a whole fundamental. Monday, I will actually go over sad hats. I really like actually the abbreviation and what it stands for and what it is of sad hats. But what is going on with you? When you start feeling reactionary, whenever you start feeling aggravated and irritated and things just seem to be piling up on you, it's like there's fundamental states. You've either drank alcohol, you're either tired, you're stressed, you haven't ate anything, so you're hangry. There's a whole mental list that you just boom, check off with. Now, there's two parts though. With the limbic brain, with the primitive brain, that's the pure fight, flight, freeze. Reacts to fear, reacts to threats, trauma, high dysregulation. But then you have the mammalian brain. Now, the mammalian brain, that's the care and the nurture. That's the reacts to danger, perceived threat, social engagement, connection, reacts to reward. So that's actually your dopamine receptors. Then you have out of trauma and into co-regulation. Now, going into co-regulation, is monkey see and monkey do. Why are you going over all this, Jeremiah? Well, your children, if you're watching this and you have children or children around you, they are mimicking little devices. They love to mimic everything, say everything, do everything that you do. I want to walk like you, talk like you. I want to be you. It's like, there's truth to that. So kids start seeing the way that you respond to situations. And well, okay, mom or dad responded this way. That's how I'm going to react. And that's how I'm going to respond. Well, that's your co-regulation, your self-regulation. The self-regulation is how you're doing it, and co-regulation is how you're teaching it as a whole, right? That being said, you have to have that launch pad to the higher order of thinking and reasoning. That's where okay, I know if I do X, Y, Z, then I'm going to have X, Y, Z type of results, right? So if you have kids and you find yourself getting irritated with them, and you know what, just put on your stupid fucking shoes and let's get the fuck out the door because I'm tired of this shit. Well, guess what? Sometime in the future, sometime later, and they get aggravated, how do you think they're going to respond? Well, that was normal because that's how mom responded. That's how dad responded. Now, you can't have this open conversation with a lot of people, because whenever you do have this type of open conversation, they start playing the name game. They start playing the I'm not going to take responsibility game, which really sucks, because if you're watching this, the number one thing you need to do is, yes, it is your fault. Nobody wants to tell you that, because you're just going to disagree with me. Stop watching if you don't want to watch it. It's not the kids' fault. The kids learn from whom? Okay, if they have current bad behaviors and you don't want to take responsibility that you may have had some part to do with abiding to their dysregulation, then you definitely the problem. Now, if you can take ownership of saying, okay, I have not done things right up to this point and I need to get better, then you are now part of the solution. If you reach out and you say, hey, look, I have started to find myself in this friend role with my child, and I want to make sure I provide the best for them. You're part of the solution, because you are actively saying, well, how can I get back things to where I'm giving them the most optimal chance of being the best person that they can be, right? It doesn't matter what age. You're showing them, hey, look, I know that I haven't been the best parent, but I'm trying to be better, and I need you to respect me. They're going to have pushback. They're going to have so much pushback, they're going to be like, oh, okay, that's funny. Consistency is key. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. The moment you start changing things, you're going to start having this moment where people are going to get a little uncomfortable, and that's okay. It's okay to get a little uncomfortable with them. But you have to realize that that is what's needed to keep on moving forward. That goes down to the high order of thinking and reasoning. That being said, we talked about the primitive brain. Let's talk about the evolved brain, because that actually goes into the higher order of thinking. So, reasonable, rational, irrational response instead of reacts. See, you can actually perceive a threat, and you're going to go into the fight or flight freeze in the limbic system, right? Mammalian, which is the evolved brain, you're going to react to dangers, but you're going to react to danger and perceive threats in such a way that it's like, I know I need to respond instead of react. You're logical, you're creative, thrive, seek solutions, strength-based parenting, so thriving brain, prefrontal brain, upstairs brain, front brain, owl brain. Big question is, what do I need to be okay right now? So if things are going, how you get past feeling guilty for upsetting me? That's a damn good question, Jana. Thank you for asking. How do you get past feeling guilty for upsetting me? So let me just clarify with the question, and I'll keep going and then wait for your response. When you say for upsetting me, the child, for upsetting, okay, how do you get past feeling guilty for upsetting the child? Thank you. I don't give a damn. It breaks my heart that I have to respond in such a way. I don't give a damn. I am your mother, and you will respect me, and I insist on you respecting me. I love you. It does not mean that I don't love you, but I'm enforcing this, and it hurts me as much as it more than it hurts you. But you have to stay firm. I know you feel guilty. Hey, they're going to say a lot of things that are going to make you feel guilty at times. What you need to make sure is for the greater good. At the end of the day, are you trying to prepare your child for a successful life? Or are you trying to set yourself up currently for an easy life? You can have an easy life now and obey to all of your child's demands. And you can avoid feeling guilty. Instant gratification. But at some point, they're going to leave. They're never going to come back. They won't respect you unless you have money or you have something you can give them. And they're gone. Or You can delay the instant gratification, have a little bit of an uncomfortable surrounding, but they know they can depend on you. Because you know what? Damn it. Mama said is what mama does. And if things go wrong in the future, who are they going to run to? Someone that flaked out and just gave them what they wanted currently, right now? Or mama said, mama said. It hasn't always been that way, but I'm trying to be the better me. And it takes consistency. I hope that makes answers to your question. But you get past feeling guilty by going through feeling guilty. Well, why do you feel guilty? Because I don't want them to not like me. I don't want them to not love me. They will love you. I promise you they'll love you. They might not like you, but hey, guess what? I am your mother. I'm not your best friend. I would love to be your best friend, but I'm your mother. I'm your father. I know the world is a shitty fucking place out there, and I really don't want you to get your ass handed to you. So I'm gonna break that ice for a moment. I'm gonna let you know, hey, I need you to respect me and to trust that I've got this. I know I haven't been dependable always, but what matters is I'm trying right now. I hate you. Get the hell out of my face. You're a loser. You suck. You can't stand. You don't love me. Bye, Felicia. Good, they're in their room. The door's shut. What do I need to be okay right now in the long run? I love him. I love them. I love her. I'm doing this because I love them. I know that I'm not doing this out of hate. I know I'm not doing this out of spite. I know that the actions that I cause towards my child is not out of anger, but out of love. And that only happens when you sometimes have to say, no. No. This is my boundary, and I have not been good with my boundaries for a while, but damn it, this is my boundary. I will not cross my boundary because my boundaries are set there when I was in a reasonable mind, in a reasonable state to which I could cognitively decide that this was my line and I am not budging. This is what I said, and what I said is final. No. No means no. Do you know why people have such a hard time saying no? Do you want to know why it's so hard sometimes as parents to say no to our children? Do you want to know why it's so hard to sometimes say no to our friends? So why it's so hard to say no to our family? Because at some point in your life, you said no, you set a boundary, and someone said, that's cute, and they walked all over it. The reason you have a hard time saying no in circumstances is because you have set a boundary. And people go, oh, that's cute. Pathetic. And they went on and they did whatever the hell they wanted to do, regardless of how you set a boundary. And you fell down. You got down and you didn't get back up until someone like an overgrown leprechaun comes by and shares with you their mission of going, come on, get back up. You're going to fall. Don't get scared of falling down. Surround yourself around people that are going to try to lift you back up, even when you fall. It's about them, not you. That's the selfless act. That's the thing we're trying to provide with our children. This is my boundary. No means no. Guess what, though? If you start enforcing no means no, you don't do it out of hate. Do not do it out of anger. Do not do it out of frustration. You do it out of love and reason. No, you cannot have your phone back right now. Well, why? Because we are spending quality time as a family. Not get off your phone because I want to spend time with you. It's, hey, tonight, would you like to watch a movie with me? Sure, Mom. I'd love to watch a movie. I love watching a movie. Okay, well, what I would love to do is I'd love to watch a movie with you without our phones. We'll put our phones off, and I want to spend time with you. Can we watch a movie together? We just put our phones off into the kitchen? Sure. Come time around movie time, and they're on their phones. It is 100% okay to say, hey, we had an agreement, right? Yeah. Movie's on. No phones. Well, it's fine. Just play the movie. Hey, I would love to play the movie. I'd love to watch a movie with you, but no phones. They don't respect it. Okay. Thank you. You don't get mad at them. Thank you for at least trying this. When you would like to watch a movie with me without our phones, let me know. And you get up and go do something else. Do not sit there and continue to watch that movie. Because that also is a way of breaking your boundary. But you have to set what that boundary is beforehand. You have to make sure that, hey, I'm trying to set out these rules. Not a little evil dictator going, all right, everybody, now we're going to, these are all the rules that we're going to follow. What I'm talking about is actually coming from the evolved brain because it's actually responding instead of reacting. It's actually being logical, it's being creative, but it's also thriving and seeking solutions. You have to find out what your issues are before they're a current problem. Because if they're a current problem, it looks like you, as the beholder, is trying to retaliate towards current issues. So if someone's having issues right now, that's not necessarily the time to set out all these new rules. It's a time to put it in your Hinkegedanke, which is a thought in the back of your head in German. And when you are at a better place, when you both are not so elevated, say, hey, I would really like to talk about this. I would really like to have an honest conversation with you so we can actually come to something moving forward. Not in the meantime. If something's going wrong, it's not like, give me your phone. No phones. Sometimes that's needed, don't get me wrong. But that's not the time that you say, from now on, no more phones. You just set a challenge to your child. You're taking my phone away from me out of retaliation, which you just taught them self-regulation and co-regulation. If you don't like something, you have to change it. But you have to give your child a way to reason this out with you. You have to give your child a way to reason this out collectively. Why does mom not want me to have my phone? Why does mom not want me to go hang out with my friends? Okay, well, this sounds like more of a teenage. Well, working with the viewer I know I have. But what about a 5-year-old? What about a 4-year-old? What about a 3-year-old? They reason too. They are the most receptive of reasoning. I want monster truck at Walmart. Well, you have to pay for a monster truck at Walmart. Well, I pay for a monster truck at Walmart. Well, that requires money. So now you're actually teaching them some valuable skills. You're actually helping them learn how to collectively gather all this information. What's money? Well, then you have to have that conversation of what the hell money is. Okay, well, how do I get money? Well, if you open the door for the dogs, every time you do, here's $1. Every time you feed the dogs or water the dogs, that's another $1 or quarter. Accumulates, we go to when you have 16 quarters, we go to Walmart, we get you a monster truck. They start reason of deduction. Hey, will you go feed the dogs? They start having accountability. The older your child gets, the more difficult it kind of gets, but it doesn't become impossible. As long as it comes out of love, out of your heart saying, I love you, and so this is what I'm going to actually have to start implementing. And I'm going to be held accountable too. Sorry, my back hurts. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it as best as I can. So, surviving parents. So survival parenting is characterized by having a bleak struggle to exist, barely getting by, seeing mistakes and setbacks as failures. Sound familiar? Promise you I'm getting somewhere. If this describes you as survival, that is very common, but it is not the most optimal way to parent. But there's a solution. So if you find yourself having a bleak struggle to exist, barely getting by, seeing mistakes and setbacks as failures, this is where you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. You got to also parent yourself. Like, come on, my goodness. So that being said, you have emotional triggers, which is survival, which is loss of safety. Examples is domestic violence, attacks, robbery, war. This is that PTSD, if you will. The antidote is safety. You have to feel safe. If you have a survival type of emotional trigger, you have to find a way to realize you are no longer in a situation to which you were not safe in. Under it is abandonment. This is where in anger management, if you get really stressed out, you need to step away, but you don't leave. If you're stressed out and you're getting into argument with your lovely, then you need to at least have the sensibility to say, hey, I'm not leaving, because that's where abandonment will come from, but I need to walk away for 8 minutes. Abandonment is loss of connection. Examples, if a parent departs suddenly or withdraws connection, death of a loved one, divorce, separation, child of an addict. Antidote, connection. Let's say there is a mom that has been really connecting really well with her son. And then at some point, the mom feels like she's been becoming more of a friend than an actual mom because the connection's getting real good, and then the son starts testing the boundaries, right? Because that's what kids do. But the loss of connection is where the mom's going to start feeling like, I don't want to lose how well it's been going. I don't want to lose by implementing these boundaries. I don't want to lose that connection. But by holding on, you will lose it. By holding on and not making sure that I'm still mom and you're still child, and making sure that you have what you both agree on as that, in that case scenario, son and mother. This is what we both agree on, correct? At a moment that is not out of frustration. Hear me right. At a moment that is not out of frustration. Find yourself in the scenario, mother and son, in a state of being to which is, we're good, you're good, you're good, we're getting along. Okay. I just want to make sure that we have this conversation so we know our roles. And you have that conversation, not because I don't love you, but I want to make sure that we're good, we're on the same page. There's no confusion. When there becomes confusion, you already reiterated it at a good moment, and that's what you back up. That's where you stick with your significance. That's abandonment. Impotent, which is loss of control. Examples, growing up in a chaotic home. Homelessness, child of a parent with untreated mental health disorder, which is what, like 100% of our society right now. Antidote, letting go. Realize the things that you can't control, you got to give to God. The things that you can't control, you got to find a way to realize that things that are out of your control are out of your control, and you can only do what you can do. You can only control the things within yourself and how you respond and how you react to certain situations. Let go. Shame. Earlier, feeling guilty. Guilt is shame. So, Jana, shame, lack of self-worth, disrespect towards one person. Examples, low self-esteem, lack of self-love, judgmental, controlling attitudes. Acceptance. Acceptance is 100% one of those really nice elements. Remember, you're human. There's nothing to feel guilty about if you're trying. You will have other people that try to shame you, try to make you feel bad, but hurt people. And you have to decide, am I going to be a hurt person or am I going to be a healthy person? That's for you to decide. Last one is seething. Loss of fairness and justice. Examples is political affiliations, marginalized groups, minorities, animal rights activists. Antidote is reframing, acknowledgement, and justice. It's funny, it says animal rights activists. I'm like, I was vegan for how long? And I know both sides of the story of the animal rights activists. And I know obviously the story of people that eat meat. And sometimes you do need to reframe how you see a situation. I hate you. Do you hate me? Or are you upset with me because I didn't agree with you? I hate you. You're the devil. You're going to hell. Okay, that's how you feel. But again, are you so upset with me that you feel emotionally charged to which this is how you feel emotionally towards me? Reframe this. What did you mean by that? If you ever want to end a conflict real quick, or at least get that person the hell out of your face, have an honest conversation with someone, and they're like belittling you. They're saying, you're stupid, you're ugly, I hate you, I can't stand you. Ask them one of these questions. What did you mean by that? That wasn't very nice. Could you explain what you meant by that? Just so we're on the same page. Shuts down a conflict real quick. They can still stay emotionally charged. But if you're asking them, can you explain what you mean? At least you're on the same playing field. If you continue to stick around at that point, that's on you, not anyone else. That's on you. So that being said, I think this is actually, we're at 6:37. I will actually explain sad hats because it popped up before Monday. I'll go over this on Monday. SAD hat stands for stress, alcohol, drugs, hangry, which is hungry, anxiety, tired, or sick or ill. When something goes wrong, when you get aggravated, when you get irritated, when someone gets frustrated, it can usually be resorted down to sad hats. Stressed about what? Have you drank alcohol? Are you on any type of medications or illegal drugs? You hangry? Have you ate anything lately? Anxiety. Come on. Tired? How much sleep have you gotten? If someone's only gotten 3 hours of sleep, they're not gonna be up for that kind of conversation. And you think your kids are gonna be any different? Or sick or ill? For example, I'll be completely honest. Today, I actually have a little bit of a runny nose. And I feel a little groggy. My back hurts a little bit. I'm feeling like that. Like, if you see how I'm standing, I'm like, I don't know if it's just that I'm overweight. I'm like looking at that camera view. I'm like, damn. I mean, keep on losing weight. Dr. Binks will thank me if I lose weight. Or I haven't gotten a lot of sleep lately. I haven't gotten a really good amount of sleep, and that's on me. And my back hurts. It's like, okay, well, maybe I need to make sure that I have a better quality. And in eating, I'm a little hungry. I had a hot dog earlier, but that doesn't fulfill you. It's like Sam's, it's $1.50. Like, you can't beat that. Hello. But I have to recognize that with myself. Why are you doing parenting education? One, because I said so. I said I was going to do parenting education. And I really don't want to see a text from William or Jana or whomever else saying, hey, I thought you were going to do your class tonight. Are you good? I'm good enough to provide this information. I'm good enough to have this kind of conversation. And I'm not angry about it. Okay, I'm good to go. But I checked myself before I wrecked myself. This is actually using the things that I'm talking about in live time. If I go and I see my children and my children are being aggravated and irritated, and I find myself getting stressed out and they're going, and I'm like, and I have a headache, how likely do you think that I am to respond in a negative way? If I don't keep myself in check and I don't keep myself in point. This is parenting myself. So before that actually happens, have a moment. You're driving home and it's a little bit calm and de-stress. Work on your wellness, your own wellness. If I'm hangry to the point where I'm like, before I know I'm going to walk into that proverbial, or you are going to drive into traffic, eat something. If you're drinking, you don't drive. If you're drinking, honestly, a really great key rule is don't talk. I know alcohol makes people feel more inclined to have sociable encounters, but unfortunately, we don't always say the right things when we're drinking alcohol. And a lot of us can't even handle our alcohol. Let's be honest, okay? And the ones that think that they can handle their alcohol, really? Okay, well, you can, if you want to find an excuse, you will find an excuse. Or, like I said from the very beginning, you can take an accountability for yourself. You can parent yourself by going down your own checklist and accept, this is the acceptance part, accept all your failures and all your wins. Accept all of your mishaps and account for all of your blessings. I hope that makes sense. It's still going on with parenting yourself, but it's really important to actually kind of put into factor you're fitting into one of these categories. And if it's not one of these categories directly, then it's something that might even be several of them. This, in fact, actually, believe it or not, is still part of the module of parenting yourself. It's a whole ordeal. I promise you I'm working on a slideshow for it, but it's all with due time. All right. A little bit of a shorter night. Like I said, I'm obviously feeling a little bit of my own sad hats with my stuffy nose, so I'm going to end this a little bit early. I still wanted to provide something. I hope it made sense. I hope I'm not just talking out of my ass, and if I am, then I'll probably just delete the video. No, I won't. I'm trying to do better of just leaving what I got, and you own it 100%. But before I go, does anyone have any questions, comments, gripes, or complaints? Or verifications? Anyways, I'll wait to see if you have any comments. Moving forward, this is week 2. It really kind of was the original. Jana says, bye, Jeremiah. I hope you get to feeling better soon. Oh, thank you, Jana. Thank you for watching. My goodness, I hope that it was something. I promise next week's going to be better. Like I said before, I'm not going to actually do it on Facebook. I'm going to just solely focus on YouTube, and then I will post the link onto the Red Nose Wellness Facebook. That way, there's still a chance for people to attend. But I'm just trying to provide quality education, quality resources, quality topics. And I know that there's going to be days like this where I'm like a little stuffy and I'm a little lethargic. Okay, well, that's where you sit back and you say, at least I tried. And that's where I'll leave you with your kids, especially Jana, with your how do you get past feeling guilty for upsetting your child? At least you tried. Would you rather be a mom that doesn't try Or would you rather be a mom that you can hate me all you want, but I know deep down you don't hate me? And you tried to do better. At the end of the day, at the end of your life, are you going to be the mom that says, I tried? I might have been a little late. I might have been a little slow to the party. I might not have been the best, but at least I tried. I tried to do better for you, and I tried to do better for me. Do you want to be that? Or do you want to be the, what's the point? Doesn't matter anyways. Just all sucks. I implore you, if you are watching this, please take the first option. And I will try my best to show you how to get there. But do not give up. Do not stop trying. And thank you for being exactly who you are. I mean it. Thank you. You are wonderful. All right. See you though. Thank you. I will see you guys Monday. So, all right. Watch this. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this simultaneously. All right. Thank you for being you. Happy Thursday. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Woo. Oh, and you're really great parents because you're watching this and you're trying to do better. That's a good sign that you're better than most. Thank you for being you. All right, bye.